right, here we go. Standard 7. In Standard 7, we are going to talk about Latin American revolutions that occurred in the 19th century. So you're going to use this PowerPoint to fill out all of the notes for Standard 7A and B in this set of flipped class video notes. So here we go. All right, Latin American revolutions of the 19th century, they were influenced by the clash of European cultures and the development of governments and ruling powers. All right, so for Standard 7A, you guys are going to be able to describe the colonial system as it existed by 1800. Characteristics of the colonial system. The first one is that the colonial governments mirrored the home governments. What this means is that the colonized areas mirrored or looked like and acted like just like how the European country looked like and acted like. Their language, their religion, everything about them, including the way their government was run. The second characteristic is that Catholicism had a strong influence on the development of the colonies. The third was that a major element of the economy was the mining of precious metals for export. So that gold and silver, they were mining for those, and they were exporting them from the Latin American country all the way back to the European country. The fourth characteristic was that major cities were established as outposts of colonial authority. So here are some of these major cities that you need to know. We have Havana, which is located in Cuba. So here is the country of Cuba, and it is off the coast of Florida. Right here is Florida. Right here where you see the circle, that's Florida. And Havana, Cuba is right here. Cuba is 90 miles south of the Americas, of North America, specifically Florida. Okay, next we have Mexico City. So here's Mexico. It is our closest neighbor. Okay, this is United States right up here in this dark brown. Here's Mexico. And Mexico City is right here. It's where the Aztec Empire used to be. Right here, Mexico City. Next country and the city you need to know is Lima. Here's Lima right here. It is located in Peru. It is, if you see the small map up here, where it is yellow, that is where it's located in South America on the west coast. Next up is Sao Paulo, Brazil. All right, here yellow is Brazil, here's Sao Paulo. And we all should know where Brazil is located. Here's the Atlantic Ocean. It's located on the eastern coast of South America. So again, here's a smaller map. You can see where it's located. And lastly, we have Buenos Aires. It's located in Argentina. Here it is right here, Buenos Aires. This orange is Argentina. It is in the southern part of South America. All right, so here's something we've seen before. In Latin America, they had a rigid class structure that is based on race. Remember, we have this pyramid, and this is all based on race. We have peninsulares, which are people who were born in the European country. They got on a boat, and they came over to the Americas. So that's a peninsulare. A Creole is somebody whose parents were from the European country, and when they came over to the Americas, they had a little bambino, and that bambino is, both parents are from the European country, and they were just born in the Americas. A mestizo is somebody whose one parent was from Europe, and the second parent was a Native American. You know, they got together, they did a little dance, they made a little love, they got down one night, and they had a baby, and that baby is a mestizo. And bottom down here, we have mulattoes. And a mulatto is where one parent is from Europe and one parent is an African slave in the Americas. And those two parents got together. They did a little dance, made a little love. They got down one night and they had a baby. And that baby is a mulatto, half African, half European. And then we have what's called the viceroys. They are the colonial officers. They're going to rule over everyone. These viceroys are going to rule over the peninsulares, the Creoles, and mestizos, and mulattoes, everybody. They're like on top. So I'm going to take you back one slide to show you viceroys. They're up here, and they're going to rule over everybody. Okay, so viceroy would be up here. They rule over everybody. Okay, so in Latin American revolutions of the 19th century, they were influenced by the clash of European cultures in the development of governments and ruling powers. Spanish conquest in Latin America saw the rapid decline of native populations and introduction of slaves from Africa. Conquistadors were given governmental authority by the crown, becoming known as viceroys. And again, those viceroys are going to rule over everybody. All right, let's go jump into Standard 7B. You're going to be able to identify the impact of the American and the French revolutions on Latin America. So we're going to talk about Father Miguel Hidalgo. He is the one who's responsible for starting the Mexican independence movement against the colonial powers of Spain. So when Spanish settlers came over to Mexico, they colonized Mexico, and they brought with them their language, their culture, their religion, everything from Spain over to Mexico, which is why Mexicans, people from Mexico, speak Spanish. And Father Miguel Hidalgo fought the Spanish for 11 years, and he is the one who is responsible for helping to win the independence for Mexico in 1821. Other selected countries that gained independence, well, Mexico, just like we talked about. We have Colombia, and here's Colombia right here, and it is at the northern part of South America, just where that little Central American chain of countries meets the main part of South America. And we have Venezuela. So if we look here, Venezuela is in green. It's at the top part of South America. Here is Colombia right here. It's right next to Venezuela. Brazil. Here's Brazil, where we just had our latest FIFA World Cup in Brazil. And lastly, we have Haiti. Now take a look at this map here. Haiti is this portion in green, okay? It is to the left of Dominican Republic. They are both on one large island, and it's right next to Cuba, okay? Here's Florida, which right here is where I'm going to be for winter vacation. Woohoo! All right, so down south of Miami, we have this island right here, and on the left side of it is Haiti, so it's what's in green. So the American and French revolutions took place in the late 1700s. Within 20 years, the ideas and the examples of these revolutions influenced the people of Latin America to establish independent nations, most notably in Haiti and Mexico. All right, so the people of Latin America are seeing the revolution in America and the revolution in France be very successful. So they got the idea in their head that they too needed to break free from their mother countries, the countries that came over from Europe and colonized those areas. They needed to be known in their own independent name. They wanted to break free from those European kingdoms. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that is the first part of Standard 7. Hopefully it wasn't too rough on you. There is only one more flipped class video for Standard 7, and it's coming up right next. All right, see you guys on the flip side.